Let's play the counter-punching style with Kaito in the Tour 7 of Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Wi-Fi Studios. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay 365 if you like this video. So this is a top 30 player global ranking. He has much higher stats than me. As you can see, that will be hard. But fortunately for me, well, he's playing with the string which is not extremely adapted to the game after the big update of 7th of May 2020. And I was surprised to see him use this string after the big update, to be honest. Well, in theory, he has a strong forehand and backhand enough to use the string and to trigger the critical perks. But, well, it doesn't have any stamina shear, and that is harmful for his stamina after the big update. Well, he's starting the match quite well, tough, but well, he started to commit some enforced error, so that's probably linked to, I don't know, to his extra power. I have the feeling that a lot of top players, global ranking, who have a lot of power in forehand and backhand are committing a lot of enforced errors, probably due to the excess of power. That's funny to say, but you know, having too much power, and if they keep swiping and hitting the balls the way they used to be for the big update, well, I think that can make the balls go a bit too far from the baseline, a bit like the last ball that we saw. So yes, the Toro twine, the string that he's using doesn't have a long catch, it's just a quick catch. That's different. It's a quick catch. Tier 2 is just useful, you know, when the ball arrives on your body at point blank range, a bit like you are hitting the volley player on his body when he is close to the net. And then, well, with the quick catch, the volley player will have more time to react. We have better reflex, but not here. What he needs is not the quick catch, it's the long catch. And he would have done much better, I guess, with a joker cord instead of a Toro twine. Look at those stats, beautiful stats. And that's why I can't go to play in Tour 8 regularly yet, because, well, I was lucky there to face a player who didn't use the joker cord, but in Tour 8 they almost use all the time the special string having stamina shear and long catch or the joker cord, so that's very tricky to go there with my current stats. Here's another tough opponent. So he doesn't have a lot of trophies, but he's playing with a better string than the Toro twine for sure. It's the Africa wire, which is available in the store right now, included in special package. So he started to commit a lot of enforced errors too. It's a bit surprising because this time he doesn't have, unlike the previous opponent, a very strong forehand or backhand. It's almost the same than me. But maybe that the excess of agility and stamina is, I don't know, is exciting him too much. And well, he's hitting a bit everywhere. Oh my gosh, that was funny there. Yep, I thought that I had to volley it again, but fortunately now we don't have this volley problem, you know, that existed in the game before the big update, when the game, remember when the game forced you to rush to the net and to volley, and well, you had only a 14 or 15 a volley, and well, you sometimes fail that volley miserably. Well, that has been solved since they have buffed all stats and they have changed a lot of stats in the cards, and now almost everybody has a kind of decent volley attribute, enough to volley something which is not too ugly when we need to, when we rush the net. Okay, well, the Africa wire, as you can see, seems to have a slightly better stamina shield. Looks like it's a stamina shield tier 2 compared to the stamina shield of the choker cord. Match point, no problem. Stay focused, as I always said in videos. And well, talking about that, I was quite glad lately to read some comments and to reply to comments of subscribers and viewers saying that the fact that I kept repeating, stay focused, do not give up, do not back down, stay in the match. The match is never ended until you see the end of match screen. That helped them. they think about what I say, and they just try to keep focus and to stay really focused to try to come back and win the match instead of give up. I was quite happy to hear that. Well, of course, I'm not the first one to talk about that, but yeah, well, I was quite lucky with the last point there to find a corner. Otherwise, if the match was going to last for a longer time, like 5 or 6 extra rallies, I would have died on the court, totally dehydrated. Okay, so this is another opponent having strong forehand and backhand, 69 forehand, 69 backhand, a higher agility too, but well, a lower stamina. So he has bet on attacking, and he will try to be offensive instead of to be defensive, and well, it doesn't work very well here. So since the big update, you can see a lot of players being hitting the net, or well, hitting the balls out of the court very often. So it can almost be a strategy now, to stay accurate at all cost, so that you can win the point, simply because the opponent has committed the error first. Half kidding only, because well, you know that in tennis, in real life tennis, this style exists, and some will call that the percentage tennis. So you hold yourself at all cost, and you try to win, to take the points whenever your opponent serve, and you just need to win more points to get more points than your opponent, especially on critical moments. Yeah, here again, looks like he has to change the length of his swipe. So when you have this problem, when you see your balls going into the net, try to make your swipe longer. Wow, that was nicely down here. Alright, windshield wiper as usual. That works well by the end of the match, of course, because we both have low stamina now, and when both players have low stamina, well, each hard stroke can end the rally very, very fast because your opponent can run anymore, and that's where you can see that with those attributes comparison, that having more stamina is very helpful for the end of the match to handle it more with more security. So the Africa Wire is giving a critical tier 2, and that can be very dangerous. And I have to defend a lot here, but that's not enough. That's not enough. So as you can see, my opponent has a bit more than 1,000 trophies less than me, but I never underestimate my opponents, really. Whenever they have, even if they have, 1,000 trophies, I wouldn't, and even if they had a much less total power, I would take the match seriously anyway. I would have the same approach, actually, same mental approach than versus a top 30 or a top 10, like versus Byton 7, the first opponent, or versus Halep, one of the top 10 in global ranking. I mean, if you don't stay focused in a match, a bit like here, see. Now here, I mean, it's not a problem of focus. I mean, but a bit like here, you can see that the opponent having lower trophies can still hurt you. So that doesn't mean anything. Well, of course, this opponent has almost the same total power than me, only 5, if I remember, fewer points in total power. He has almost the same build, so that helps, of course, to compete. But I mean, even if he had less stats, lower stats, even 10 or 15 fewer points in total power, I wouldn't have played the match the same way than if he had the same or even a higher total power. Because when you don't stay focused and when you underestimate your opponent, you can start a bad streak very quickly. You start losing 1 point and 2 points, and then you kind of saying to yourself, "Oh, it doesn't matter. It would just be a matter of 10 seconds for me to equalize." And then, well, you're surprised. You see, what? I'm led by 0-3 by this opponent having much less trophies and less lower stats, and then it's 0-4. You start to panic, and you don't feel very secure anymore, and you're committing unforced errors, and your finger is shivering. You're saying, "No way, I can't lose that." And you arrive at like 2-5 or something like that, and you're saying, "Oh, never mind, I will equalize." And no, you arrive at 3-6, and you say, "No way." And then, you will be super surprised. Sometimes it's like in real life tennis. I mean, of course, it doesn't arrive very, very often, but we have all seen very surprising victories, right? Remember the defeat of Roger Federer versus Sergei Stakhovsky in second round of Wimbledon in 2013? I mean, it was I was saying to myself, that's not possible, because Roger Federer had made like 35, 36 straight major quarterfinals before his defeat, and he was playing a player who was ranked 116th in the world. Well, that's not too bad, of course, but he was in the top three, and still he was beat like in the 4 sets in the second round, and that was unbelievable because he had a record streak of Grand Slam quarterfinals at 36. Imagine that. And well, Starkovsky was just playing the match of his life. He was on double or nothing mode. He was playing a very aggressive, I remember the match, very aggressive serve and volley style with a very beautiful one-handed backhand. And well, but the fact is that he didn't win any match versus the top 10 players before that. So I don't know if Roger Federer was underestimating Starkovsky, but I wouldn't be surprised if he underestimated him. But well, maybe that he was a bit overconfident, maybe. And it's just an example, you know. It's just an example. It arrives rarely, but that can arrive. And well, that can arrive much more often in tennis clash, of course, than in real life, because normally in real tennis, well, a top player in the top three, the big three, where they hold their rank, and well, they don't suffer a lot of surprising defeats. But okay, so I was talking, I almost forgot the matches. So this is a player who surprised me, playing a kind of all-rounder style, so which is almost balanced in everything: agility, bit of serve, very strong forehand, and a decent backhand. But well, it wasn't enough. This victory was probably testing a build too. Well, I hope you enjoy watching me play the counter-punching style with Kaito in the Tour 7 of Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Wi-Fi Studios. He is the build that I use most in the matches, and you are going to see soon another build, and I'm going to just change the antioxidants card for the carbo load. And this is another build that I use in the matches. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay 365 to stay tuned for new videos of Tennis Clash. Thank you a lot for your support, and see you soon on Gameplay 365. Bye-bye.